So, well, for this interview, we just sort of wanted to kind of do mostly a personality profile and sort of get into how you started getting into politics and how you started running. So,
basically, I've sort of leaned libertarian for quite a while. I would say since, I don't know, close to like 10 or 15 years. I finally decided to get involved somehow when I I lived in Colorado for a while, Denver, Colorado. And around September of '98, I decided to come back to Florida. I grew up in Miami, Florida.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I was born in New Jersey on December 9, 1962, and then when I was around 7 years old, my family and I moved down to Miami, and so I grew up primarily in Miami. I did basically second grade all the way to 2 years of community college in Miami, and then I transferred to UF. I've got a Bachelor's of Science in Electrical Engineering from the University of Florida. This was back in December of 1985. Took a job with a company called Belcor up in New Jersey.
Okay.
And then when I was working with them, they paid for my master's, so I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and so I got a Master's of Science in Electrical Engineering from Georgia Tech in around September of 1987. Then I worked for Belcor for quite a while, and then after about 7 years with Belcor, I moved to Denver, Colorado, to the Denver, Colorado area.
Okay.
So I was there in the Denver, Colorado area from, I would say, March of 1993 to September of 1998. At around year 1999, I decided, well, let me just call the local Libertarian Party. And from there, they had me run once here in a Seminole County affiliate. They had me run for Seminole County Commission.
Oh,
I mean, I didn't do any campaigning or anything like that, but you know, I didn't have the time or anything like that. And then Operation Full Slate, the Libertarian Party had an Operation Full Slate, and then as part of that, they had me as one of the candidates for the state house seat. Again, I didn't campaign or anything. I was treasurer, I believe, like for 2 or 4 years with the local affiliate here, Seminole County Libertarian Party, as well as its vice chairman. I've had some friction with the Libertarian Party. You probably have read that on my website. You can look at the details right there. They still haven't done anything. And I'm going to explain. I ran twice as no party affiliate because of the problems I've had. Anti-Hispanic remarks by Mark Clifford, he is now part of the state executive committee of the Libertarian Party. So they haven't done anything to either, and all I want is for them to do a condemnation motion of some type for his anti-Hispanic remarks. It actually made the newspaper. It actually made the Spanish language edition of the Orlando Sentinel. This was back in I forgot the exact year, but it was in let me see. I ran in. This was probably around 2005, 2004, 2005. I mean, I reported it to them, and they reported it. The other thing was the censoring in the Yahoo groups that they had. I'm running now as a libertarian, not because, and what I'm doing is, I'm still not happy with them, but because they haven't issued, you know, the condemnation motions I've asked for them to issue at the state level. But the problem is, people look at Franklin Perez, NPA, and they have no idea what my political philosophy is. So I figure what I'll do is, I'll run as a libertarian, I'll run under their banner, but I won't participate in any of their party activities. And I'm not going to participate in any of their party activities until they issue the condemnation motions I've asked for on that website there, and I gave you a hard copy of it.
No, that's great. What exactly did he say?
He said that we were having an online discussion, you know, I wouldn't say it was superheated, you know, but if you're going to have an unpleasant conversation with someone, I usually find it better to do it via email than face-to-face, because face-to-face is usually more confrontational, and you can get into a shouting match and stuff like that. Eventually, he wound up sending me an email stating that my Hispanic nature, you can read it right there.
It's actually in here?
It's there.
Okay.
My Hispanic, can I show you the exact one?
Yeah.
Your Hispanic nature appears to start by creating conflict. Being machismo does not serve you, and it slows your progress. It works when it serves to scare away your opponent, but we are not your opponents. It's right there, and I footnoted it.
Okay.
And that was the nature of it.
Okay.
And then the local affiliate here, and the other principal parties here are Larry Lauber, who's still with the Seminole County affiliate, as well as Mike Barr. Mike Barr used to be a member of the Seminole County Soil and Water Board, and I've also issued a video recording of him explaining that he's essentially a LINO. I can go ahead and I can email you the hyperlink. I put out James Coakley and I put out a video about 2 or 3 years ago on him. He basically wound up being fined by the Florida Ethics Commission for basically using his failed bookstore to hold his meetings. So he was using taxpayer-funded money to pay the rent on his own bookstore.
Was he? I recognize that name from something in Winter Springs, I thought too. Was he involved in anything there?
Yeah, I don't know. He may be involved informally with something, but he used to. You know, he used to be a member. I don't know the extent of his libertarian activities right now, but I'll go ahead and I'll email you the hyperlink.
Sure.
Email Abe hyperlink of Mike Barr. But anyways, he to me he kind of disgraced the party. You know, and I know that there's people within the party that feel that I've disgraced it because I've exposed, you know, the anti-Hispanic remark and stuff. Because that's the one thing that happened. The certain members of the state executive committee, and this was back in 2004-2005 time frame. You know, they decided, you know, that we should remove Franklin from. You know, they made statements like we should remove Franklin from the party. You know, crazy stuff like that. You know, and you can read the details right there on that hard copy.
Okay. Well,
But what else do you want to know?
Well, I was gonna say, you know, so you just kind of called them, and I mean, did something sort of drive you into it? Was there any event or something that?
Not really. I mean, I wanted to work with the Libertarian Party to see if they're going to do anything, but they're not really doing much. I mean, even right now, they're not running much candidates. So I decided I'll just run for office, because I think that's the most effective way to help spread libertarian ideas. I mean, that's the only way you're going to challenge the current two-party structure is to actually run for office. And the reason I chose the state house race is because, number one, it's very doable with the economic resources that I have. And the total manpower resources as well. And there's a lot of state issues that for me are very important. Me personally, it would be the victimless crime laws. I think that all these victimless crime laws amongst consenting adults should be removed. They serve absolutely no purpose. And all it does is it infringes on our civil rights and liberties.